Ever wondered what happens when a Gulf War victory turns into a treasure hunt? Well, buckle up, because today we're diving into David O. Russell's 1999 masterpiece, Three Kings. This isn't just another war film. It's a genre-bending, satirical, and surprisingly heartfelt adventure that will stick with you long after the credits roll. The year is 1991. The Persian Gulf War has just ended, and a group of U.S. Army soldiers are stuck in the Iraqi desert, bored out of their minds. Among them are Sergeant Troy Barlow, a new father just trying to get home, Chief Elgin, a deeply religious man on his way to retirement, and Private Conrad Vig, a naive country boy who, well, he tries his best. Their lives are about to change forever thanks to one man, Major Archie Gates, a cynical Special Forces officer who's just weeks away from retirement and looking for one last score. The chaos begins when Troy and Conrad discover a map hidden in a very personal place on a captured Iraqi soldier. This isn't just any map. It points to a bunker filled with gold bullion that Saddam Hussein stole from Kuwait. We're talking millions, maybe hundreds of millions of dollars. For Archie, this is the opportunity of a lifetime. He quickly takes command, convincing Troy, Chief, and Conrad to join him on an unsanctioned, off-the-books mission to snatch the gold. Their plan seems simple enough. Drive into enemy territory, grab the loot, and be back before anyone notices they're gone. What could possibly go wrong? As our four unlikely heroes venture deeper into Iraq, they quickly realize the war isn't quite over. The ceasefire has left a power vacuum, and Saddam's loyalists are brutally cracking down on anti-Saddam rebels. The black and white world of soldier versus enemy blurs into a chaotic and morally gray landscape. Their simple treasure hunt becomes a life-or-death struggle for survival, not just for them, but for the innocent Iraqi civilians caught in the crossfire. One of the first signs of trouble is when they reach the village where the bunker is located. They find the gold, alright, piles and piles of it. But they also find something they didn't expect. Iraqi soldiers executing civilians in the street. The soldiers are faced with a choice. Do they stick to the mission, grab the gold, and run? Or do they intervene and help these people? This is where the heart of the film truly beats. Major Gates, the man who started this whole mess out of pure greed, begins to show a different side. He's a professional soldier, and seeing this injustice awakens a part of him he thought was long dead. Troy Barlow, who just wanted to go home to his wife and baby, is captured by the Iraqi Republican Guard. His interrogation scene is one of the most intense and unforgettable parts of the movie. They force him to drink crude oil, a visceral and horrifying moment that shows the true brutality of the conflict. This isn't a game anymore. This is real. While Troy is being held captive, Archie, Chief, and Conrad are forced to team up with a group of local rebels led by a man named Amir. They need the rebels' help to rescue Troy, and the rebels need the soldiers' help to escape to the Iranian border. Suddenly, the mission isn't about the gold anymore. It's about saving their friend and helping these desperate people find safety. The gold becomes a bargaining chip, a tool to achieve a much more noble goal. The film's visual style is incredible. David O. Russell uses a unique bleaching technique that gives the desert a washed-out, almost surreal look. It makes you feel the heat, the grit, and the tension. And the action scenes are anything but typical. There's a famous scene where the camera follows a bullet in slow motion, showing the internal damage it does to a person's body. It's graphic, yes, but it serves a purpose: to deglamorize violence and show its real, messy consequences. The dynamic between the three main soldiers, let's call them the Three Kings, is what drives the story. Archie is the cynical leader who finds his conscience. Troy is the everyman who endures unimaginable horror. And Chief is the moral compass, constantly torn between his faith and the brutal reality of their situation. Conrad, our fourth wheel, provides a lot of the comic relief, but even his journey is one of maturation, as he's forced to grow up very quickly. Their rescue mission to save Troy is a nail-biting sequence. They negotiate, they fight, and they put everything on the line. They manage to trade some of the gold for Troy's release, but their journey is far from over. They now have a convoy of dozens of Iraqi refugees counting on them for protection. They have to escort this group across the dangerous desert to the Iranian border. This final act is where the film's political commentary hits hardest. As they approach the border, they're stopped by U.S. troops, their own army. The soldiers are ordered to disarm the rebels and turn them back, essentially handing them a death sentence. The bureaucracy and cold indifference of the military command is infuriating. Archie, having come this far, refuses to abandon the people he promised to help. In a climactic standoff, Archie makes a powerful choice. He uses his military training and his wits not to fight, but to create a situation where his superiors have no choice but to let the refugees pass. He essentially sacrifices his career and his freedom for them. It's a powerful transformation from the greedy officer we met at the beginning of the film. He and his men are arrested, but not before they ensure the safety of the civilians. So what happens to our three kings? The ending is bittersweet. The remaining gold is confiscated, of course. But the soldier's story gets out, thanks to a journalist who was with them. Instead of long prison sentences, they receive honorable discharges. The film ends by telling us what happened to each of them. Conrad goes on to run a carpet store, Chief returns to his family and his quiet life, and Troy goes home to his wife and daughter. And Archie Gates? He becomes a military advisor for Hollywood movies. A perfectly ironic end for a man whose real-life adventure was more incredible than any film. The true victory wasn't the gold they failed to keep, but the lives they managed to save. Three Kings is more than just an action comedy or a war movie. It's a sharp satire on American foreign policy, a thrilling heist film, and a moving story about finding your humanity in the most inhumane of places. It challenges the viewer to think about the real cost of war, not just in terms of soldiers, but in terms of the civilians left behind. It's funny, it's thrilling, and it's deeply profound. It's a movie that asks the tough question, what is worth fighting for? At first, our heroes thought the answer was gold. By the end, they learned it was something far more valuable. If you've never seen Three Kings, I can't recommend it enough. And if you have, I hope this summary brought back some great memories of this absolute classic. It's a reminder that sometimes the greatest treasures aren't the ones you can hold in your hand. Thanks for watching, and let me know your thoughts on the movie in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into your favorite films. See you next time.